Hey, you guys. I have been guided to share with you some things that I've learned in channeling over the past couple days in regards to our sexuality, very conscious sexuality, and a concept that's been introduced to me called the original cell. This is a very interesting concept, something that I'm still coming to understand as more information comes through to me. But I did want to share this amount with you as it's been revealed to me. So I've been asking my own questions about sexuality. How this all came up for me was I have noticed that I've had partners in the past who I've been sexually playful with, but we haven't necessarily had intercourse. When I say intercourse, I want to define that a little bit as penis and vagina, because I know that intercourse takes many, many forms. But I did want to explore that. And so I asked during channeling why it has gone to the playfulness, but not necessarily the intercourse, because it felt significant to me. It felt that something was being circumvented for me. And as it turns out, I was shown this entire process because of that question. And what I was shown is that we actually, now I want to also preface this, and I did say this a little bit a second ago, but I'm talking about heterosexual penis-vagina sex, okay? I know that there are so many different ways of having sex, and that was part of my question, but I haven't gotten the understanding or the answers to that yet. But all of this other information has opened up to me. So just know that more is coming, and I will be sharing more with you as I learn it. So this concept that was introduced to me is called the original cell. The original cell is an access point that was shown to me inside of a woman's body. Now, it is, in terms of physical location, it is just in front of the cervix, towards the front of the body. And it was called the original cell to me, and I wanted to know if this was a biological aspect of our body, if this was an actual cell or a central point. And I was shown that it's actually called the original cell because it accesses our ancestral DNA all the way back to the beginning. So the way that it was shown to me is it's an energetic cell. It's an energetic area that's basically in our energy body, which is sort of the blueprint of our body. So we've got our physical body, but then the energy body is what the physicality is projected onto, essentially. It's a little bit difficult to describe this. So we've got our energy body, and we've got this point that coincides with our physical body right in front of the cervix. This point is called the original cell, like I said, because it accesses our DNA blueprint through our ancestral line all the way to the beginning. So it essentially is an access point. The way that it was shown to me is a white thread. It looked like a white silk thread that went all the way through time into our original blueprint DNA. And what I was shown is that accessing this point, meaning when the man's penis hits that point, it creates a tension that basically when it's pounded against, once the woman orgasms, what happens is we are reset to our original blueprint. Meaning it's sort of like a good analogy for it would be like resetting the computer and cleaning everything, and we're kind of brought to a 0 point at that moment. So this is so beautiful. This was so mind-blowing when I received this information. The reason, in answer to my question, why is it significant that with certain partners, I've gotten to a place where we don't actually have intercourse in that way, and then it dissolves. And I was shown that the reason that this happens is because accessing that point takes a highly conscious level of understanding because of what happens once that point is triggered. So once that point is triggered, we're reset to our blueprint, our perfect pure form consciousness blueprint. If we access that point, however, when we're not conscious, when either party, there needs to be one party that's conscious of what's happening during this moment. If neither party is conscious during this moment, what happens is an emotional devastation, essentially. What happens with the man is trying to access this point because subconsciously and hyperconsciously we know that this is a portal. So we're both always seeking it. Partners are always seeking to activate, and the female partner is always seeking to have that activated. However, if it's done unconsciously, it can be emotionally devastating, because if you think of it as having this huge breakthrough, this huge portal be open to you, without the emotional or physiological or psychological understanding or the energetic understanding of what's happening, it's sort of like having all these tools with no way to use them. And so it can be very emotionally devastating. The energy becomes circumvented, and it can turn into emotional energy as opposed to this highly transcendental actifying energy. If we don't know how to run our energy, if we don't know how to be present in that moment of essentially ecstasy, then it becomes a highly damaging emotional process. However, if one party or both parties are conscious in this moment, what happens is this reset. What happens is this perfect attunement with our personal blueprint. And that is ecstasy. That's beautiful. And like I said before, there is this knowing that we have inside of ourselves that this is what we're really trying to access all the time through sex. We're always trying to access these beautiful portals. We're trying to run our energy. We know that it's inherent inside of ourselves. We know that this is who we are. We are sexual beings. Our physical body is highly, highly sexual. It is sexual. There's no separation there. The body is a sexual body. It's built that way. But we don't necessarily all have the understanding of what that means and how to access it. So I think that's such a beautiful concept, and I can't wait to explore more of it. And as I said, as I gain more information, I'll be sharing it with you. And I do believe that I'll be guided to teach some conscious sexuality classes, but that's still in the making. There's a lot that I need to learn still. But just know that, don't be afraid of sex. Don't be afraid of having sex. But there are so many memes out there that say, if the sex isn't conscious, we can't fuse energy. And it's kind of posed in a put down way, like, oh, if you don't meet my standards, we ain't doing this, But that's really not what it is, because what was shown to me is that in these instances, I wasn't conscious. I was trying to be conscious. My partner wasn't conscious. We were both trying. We're always trying to access these portals, as I said. But without the understanding of what's really happening, it can be very difficult. So, blessings to you, and I hope that this information is helpful for you. And I can't wait to share more with you. All right, talk to you soon.